Hey, everybody. So just wanted to do this quick Facebook Live and kind of first things first is, entrepreneurs pivoting, you know, or entrepreneurs pivot. And I look at it and I just watched the CNBC of Robert Reffkin, the CEO of Compass. Congratulations, Compass, on your funding. They kind of frowned upon his pivoting. And I'm not sure, but I would think that every entrepreneur does pivot throughout the process. You make these, I'm day 131 to this journey, and Shrag and I have definitely pivoted. Pivoted with construction debate, pivoted with real estate websites, pivoted with all different types of challenges that are there. So it makes me laugh when competitors or interviewers or whatever knock somebody for pivoting and making their changes. They pivot because the market changes. Compass is in the real estate industry, and real estate's local. So the way these different towns work, they work differently. It's not one size fits all. And we all know this as agents. And that's why sometimes we stay with some of these local companies or whatever, because other companies try to come in and they disrupt, but they're not from the market area, so they don't understand. Like Westchester is a good example, how other companies, big companies, have come in and they're not from the market area, and they try to create this disruption, or they think they're going to all of a sudden, because they just throw money, that an agent's going to be excited. But real estate's local. Even just in the simple towns here in Westchester, they're different. I give Robert also credit for calling his associates 7,000 small business owners. And maybe it's me, and I don't watch the news that much, but Google Alerts fed this to me this morning. And what amazes me is that I don't hear that terminology a lot. Or should I say, well, it's not maybe in the news, it's not in the forefront, and they have definitely become a disruptor. And what does disruption do, or disruptors do? They create new opportunities for other entrepreneurs. So here in Westchester, there's some entrepreneurs that have decided to make a move and partner with Compass or this company or that company or whatever it is, or the entrepreneurs that partner with us as well. It's all about new opportunities. And there's probably some people that are really dumbfounded, like, you own your own real estate company, and why would you commend or congratulate your competition? Because, I remember one broker I worked for, and he said to me when I first started managing in 08, it was about 2010, and this broker said to me, "I don't like that you have relationships or are friendly with the other managers in our community." And I said, "It makes the deals happen, but they're not our competition. This is a cooperating relationship." If you look at real estate transactions, because there's so many more brokers, it's not one broker that has both sides anymore. There's a cooperation here. So it doesn't matter. I don't look at anybody as competitors per se. It's all about having relationships, and this is a relationship business. And when I coach and train agents, I say that cooperating relationships are just as important as your client relationships. I'll give an example. I made a ton of phone calls yesterday. Out of probably 25 phone calls, 10 people called back, or 5 answered the phone at the first shot and 5 called back. Not really sure how that really works, but it kind of, what do they say? Do unto others as you do unto you. Isn't it frustrating as a real estate agent when you, let's say, show a property, don't give feedback, and then you're on the opposite side and you're the listing agent and go, "This agent never calls me back. They never give me the feedback." Well, why don't you start giving the feedback, and maybe it'll kind of come back to you? Or why don't you answer the phone versus, not, and then when the shoe's on the other foot, you're upset about it. So it's a cooperating broker relationship. I go back to it. Don't knock Compass or any of these other companies for pivoting. Look at the top 10 real trends, real estate companies. There's been a big change. I think there's more changes in the next, 5 years coming down the pike. So keep that in mind, watch it. There's a lot of companies out there. There's new products coming out there. I should say new companies, like we have ours, Life NY Real Estate. I've heard of XP. EXP is another one that's out there. HomeSmart's another one. So there's new brands that are coming out there. But remember, for all the agents out there, you're small business owners. You're entrepreneurs. When I got in this business in 2005, that wasn't really talked about in the real estate licensing course. Or like I was talking to someone the other day and they go, "We're not marketing. We're not marketeurs." Yes, we are. We don't have the data anymore. We don't have the data. So because we don't have the data, what does that mean? How do we market as a listing agent, clients. How do we get people to come to us? Before, the marketing was through postcards and mailings, and not to say that stuff doesn't work, but we now have tools like Facebook Live and Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter and all these other tools out there to kind of teach people who we are, learn our personalities. So, there's always these changes. And, that's one of the things that I could say in the business is there's been a lot of changes. And I only look at these as positive changes. These real estate companies and the new real estate brands, they're disruptors. Disruptors give an opportunity for, Shrag and myself, who are entrepreneurs as well, to come in with a small independent brand and be able to be a part of the conversation, because there's now another company out there. There's options. So because of companies that are coming into this market, especially let's say in Westchester per se, or Compass is going in a lot of different markets, it's creating this talk track that agents haven't thought about for 5 or 10 years. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to make a move. Have a conversation. Have a conversation with that company that's been calling you and finding out what they have to offer. See what they can help you with. Hey, Linda, how are you? Just think about that. And going back to it, we're entrepreneurs. So as entrepreneurs, we have to pivot. So as you see other companies, they've pivoted. And going back to one more thing, I want to make that conversation, which I think is the biggest shocker. If I worked for a company and I was an employee, I couldn't sit here and commend and congratulate Compass on their accomplishment of the funding and what they've accomplished in their growth. But because I'm a broker owner and I really have no one to answer to, I can say whatever I want to say, and I want to congratulate them on that as well. And going back to competition, it's about cooperating broker relationships. That's what it comes down to. In real estate, it's about cooperation. Relationships in this business are very important. Don't burn those bridges, because that makes the difference on things. And I want you to think about this for a second, about competition. I'm working right now from a MacBook Pro. On here, I have Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Outlook. That's a Microsoft product. If those two guys didn't come together, Apple, Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, my Apple right here wouldn't have that. If I don't work with Jane Smith at ABC Real Estate to work with her to get her buyer to buy my property, that deal doesn't happen. So congratulate the people that are in your market. Congratulate your fellow realtors. If they work for your company or not, it's all a good thing, because at the end of the day, it's what helps our industry. So thank you very much, everybody. Have a great day. Enjoy the nice weekend. Talk to you soon. Take care.